Anibus tells Sariphi that someone wants to have an audience with her because he couldn't come to the introduction party, so she, as the queen, has to host the party. Later on, Princess Amit asks who that person is, so Sariphi tells him that it's a guy named Duke Galios, so she is shocked that the great Navy general called the Sea of God requested an audience with Sariphi, so she is worried about her because that general hates humans. Later the next day, the Duke arrives and Anibus receives a bottle of wine from an old, smelly-looking fish monster, and he is disgusted by him, and at that moment, Sariphi arrives to greet the Duke Galios, and he is pissed off because he thought it was a joke that a human girl could be queen, but when he learned it was really the truth, he got angry, but Sariphi still tries to remain calm, to give a tour around the palace, and in the meantime, Amit and Cyclops are thinking Sariphi trained a lot and hoping it doesn't fall apart, but the general makes a huge sound with his sword. And it made Sariphi forget her lines, so he found out that she doesn't know anything about the palace, so they moved on to eating lunch, and at that moment he starts insulting the old fish monster, and Sariphi started arguing, and eventually he wanted Sariphi to go away so that he could eat easily, so Sariphi calmed down King and went back to her room. Later on, the king arrives with food for Sariphi, and she is very happy, and they both enjoy their meal. Later on, in the next program, Anibus suggests dancing with the general, so she requests the dance, but he forces her to dance with the old smelly fish monster, and she happily accepts it, and they both are dancing while the fish is telling her that she might be feeling sick by dancing with him. But she clarifies that she doesn't think like that, and both start talking about the king, and he says that it seems like the queen, Sariphi, is in love with the king. And at that moment, General stopped their dance to kill that old fish, but Sariphi stood in his way and he gave her a choice, to save her future to be the queen, rather than save an old ugly fish monster, but she chose to save that old fish monster, because to her it was not worthy to lose the dignity. To be queen means to save her citizens. If she can't do that, how could she be standing side by side with the king as his queen? But the general doesn't care and tries to harm, but his sword is stopped by the old fish monster, and all sea soldiers bow down, but all others are shocked except King, who called the old fish by the name of the sea god, the Duke Galios, so he says sorry to the king and that he had to verify whether she was worthy to be queen. So he begs the king to let go of his soldiers, so Sariphi also decided to protect them, but the king let them go on the condition that they all had to swear alliance with him and the queen. So they all happily swore to protect and serve both the king and queen Sariphi. Later on, all is well and they say goodbye to the king and queen. If you liked what you saw, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel.